Our house value has plummeted. That of the entire street, in fact. A new neighbour has arrived at number 67, and with them brought a financial recession to homeowners on this street. It shouldn't be allowed. We, as a peaceful, respectable neighbourhood, should be invited to express opinion and vote on such matters before they occur. I feel so deeply about this, I've written a strongly worded letter to our local MP, Teddy Bearstein, Green Party. It reads, Dearest Teddy, I write to express deepest concerns of a new neighbour, and to recommend an amendment to policy and law, if necessary, to resolve the situation and prevent it from happening again. I have lived on Frisky Lane for 37 years. During this time, I have seen many neighbours come and go, all of which wonderful, with the slight exception of Mr. and Mrs. Rushby, who allowed their property to become overgrown and whose appearance was unkempt. And that's being polite. But they had a serious affliction. They originated from Doncaster, so we tolerated it. Imagine my shock and surprise when I woke this morning to the most awful racket. As I peered out of my window, I saw an absolute monstrosity of a sight. My new neighbour, who I understand from his hollering wife is called Nigel, is none other than a certified member of the Mr. Whippy franchise. An ice cream van man, living on Frisky Lane. Oh, I cannot stand for this. I refuse to be woken by a jaunty seaside rendition of Food Glorious Food from the Oliver musical, followed by Nigel, do you want to brew? From a woman who looks like she's auditioning to play Bill Sykes' dog. As a group of residents, we are up in arms, aside from Tricia, who has 2 young children who thinks it's fantastic having ice cream on tap. Small revolting human opinions halted. They have to go. Immediately. I've done my best to understand who's living in the household. From what I can gather based on the intel of the community, Nigel has 4 from one marriage. She, Stella, as I understand it, has 2, and they have 3 between them. This surely is an environmental issue in a 2-up, 2-down. How can it be allowed? 9 chihuahuas in one household? He drives them around in the van with him. I don't believe that is hygienic. I trust you will inform the environmental health of this. I've also noticed that for a simple 99 cone, ice cream and flake, if you're unfamiliar, he charges £4.99. £4.99 for a 99? Whilst there is the offer of complimentary optional extras of sauces, chocolate, raspberry, avocado, and of course hundreds of thousands of sprinkles, the 99 should be 99 pence. Otherwise he should be calling it a £4.99. It's a total travesty. He is preying on innocents, drawing them in with low-cost, tasty treats, and as soon as they grasp the waffle cone, he's extorting excessive sums of great British pounds out of their pockets. Oh, this is a breach of trading standards. I trust you will pass this on to them too. The noise is also problematic. When one starts barking, all hell breaks loose. Their harmonisation is horrific, their pitch is completely off, they sound like rejects of Britain's Got Talent trying to take on the Carol of the Bells. And that's just Stella and Nigel. Don't even get me started on the chihuahuas. They collectively disturb the peace, and I trust that you will inform the relevant department of this. I am happy to have a decibel meter fitted outside my property if necessary. If the ice cream van, which looks like something dreamt up by the Beatles on an acid trip in the 60s, isn't bad enough, her vehicle is even worse. It has only 3 wheels. I thought that was a fad long gone, but no. She has arrived equipped with a resurgence of bad taste in a rust-bucket bone shaker of a reliant robin. In yellow, too, as if the monstrosity isn't conspicuous enough. Honestly. If it were a charity shop cardigan, I'd be asking if anyone had died in it. I'm not sure which department you need to report this particular matter to, but it causes the utmost offence, and the sight of it over the road makes me feel most unwell. His character is as criminal as his and his Dollybird sense of dress. He is reminiscent of Wurzel Gummidge, and she looks like she's rummaged the clothing bank in Morrison's car park and selected anything that's 2 sizes too small for her. However, parking crimes of fashion to one side for a moment, he's a bona fide bribe artiste. With the rumblings of the neighbours over their arrival, he did no more than try smoothing things over by forcing a screwball on us. Which is highly inappropriate, and I hope that this heinous crime is escalated directly to the Harkshire Chief of Police, Chief Constable Hugh Sless. As you are well aware, I, along with other members of the Kinley Village, voted for you in the last election, and have for decades supported the Green Party. Mr. Whippy was created in part by the late Margaret Thatcher. I'm sure the last thing you want is for Nigel in his hideous ice cream van to influence a different political opinion in the area. One screwball at a time. Or for the loyal vote of the residents of Kinley to fall in a direction that sees you lose your seat. Something, as you well know, I, as a pillar of the community, have an influence over in these parts. Finally, we are all proud owners of our homes. This particular home belongs to Mr. Master, who has only just begun renting it out after moving full-time to his holiday home in Alicante. Lovely 2-bedroom villa with an outdoor pool and is only 12-minute walk from the shops. He retired 6 years ago and dithered about moving out there permanently. After his last wife died, followed by their dog, he took the plunge. We all promised to keep an eye on this property for him. He hasn't met Nigel nor Stella. He will be livid when he finds out that Mr. Whippy is his tenant. He's lactose intolerant. In absence of a homeowner to carefully select the persons renting their property, this responsibility should become a matter for local residents, who form a committee to review applicants and vote on who gets the keys. We look to you to raise this up the political agenda and for necessary laws and policy to be amended. Whilst I look forward to your reply, I hope to see evidence of your actions before your response is received and read. Yours sincerely. And that was 2 days ago. I haven't had a response yet. They are still in situ, causing havoc. Teddy and I go way back, or at least I knew his mother. I remember when he was only a baby. I've seen him grow up. I know his secrets. I will have no qualms contacting Miss Angel Singh, the editor of the Harkshire Herald, and giving her an exclusive tell-all if I don't get what I want. Although, I'm sure it won't come to that, and Teddy will see sense and rectify the situation with haste. I find it abhorrent that this could even occur in the first place. An ice cream man. You couldn't make it up. Oh, and the sound that comes from that place, it's enough to give me one of my heads. I didn't take him up on his screwball offer. A chalk ice is more my thing. I popped it in the freezer and I shall save it to devour in celebration of the victory of having them evicted.